Right guys, so here's the Theytell Too Many Lies version of Karahan, the theory. This will be the last video on Karahan, the Babylon working ritual, site checklist. We need a site location, a burial chamber, pit or tomb, a hypostyle hall or chamber. That's a room with columns, guys, okay? We need a main enclosure, a room, shrine or temple area. We need the twin symbology element. We need idols representing the winning sperm, human element, the possessing spirit element, and an idol showing the combined host and spirit element. We need to do this on a solar alignment like the summer, winter solstices and the equinox. We'll just try and blast right through this, guys, because some of you will understand this and be sick of hearing about Karahan. We need a soul hole for departure of possessing spirits. We need a porthole to allow the raw ray, the light beam of illumination, also symbolising the zinc spark. We need that, guys. Evidence of feasting, drinking, alcohol, and taking hallucinogenic fungi. We need knowledge of ingredients for the starfire ritual. We need evidence of connection to the bird's serpent, hand and rib, or both. And we need the dog. Okay, guys? So, we've established the belief that Karahan is a site amongst numerous sites in the Tashtapella region. The main site, other than Karahan, is Göbekli. Here's Göbekli, the two pillars. There's numerous of these enclosures. The two T-pillars. Between the two pillars. At Göbekli, we have the Soul Hole and Pillar 43. And numerous stuff that we've covered on this channel. Videos are up there. If you want a full breakdown of some of the symbology found at Göbekli, check out the videos. Pillar 43, guys. We find the decapitated, excited man, Biggest. We can break this down. We're not going to do. But it basically shows him being decapitated. We see the dog. We see his spirit Kundalini serpent coming out. He's the Scorpion King. In the next phase, after he's ascended to the heavens, Vulture carrying the Arton instructs the fertilization of the mother and the seed, carrying the spirit of Baal. And here we see the bags. And then we have three entities represented by animals entering the bags. If you want to understand this, check out Spirit Possession and the Bag on Theytell Too Many Lies. We have the Jed. We have all sorts of symbology, guys. But what's important is the decapitated, excited man at Göbekli Tepe on Pillar 43. I put it to you guys that this is the location of the sacrifice. And then the funeral procession takes the sacrifice victim once he's been beheaded, releasing his possessing spirit. He's took on the possession and he is buried in enclosure AA at Karahan Tepe, the hole within a hole in the ground. Enclosure AA, guys. Here's a map, diagram of enclosure names AA, AB, AC over here, and AD. Okay, guys? So enclosure AA is a burial pit, a fetal position, Neolithic burial pit. We see these dots, loads of these dots. We see this platform. And here we see a dog and a serpent. This is enclosure AA. A great picture of it, guys. What I mean by standing over to give the rites on the platform of the buried victim. We still have this tradition today. This is Justin Welby stood giving the rights to the Queen. This would have been the tribal leader or king, pharaoh, whatever you want to call him. It's the same thing, guys. This is the burial where they stand on this platform and give the last rites to the deceased Justin Welby. Notice the checkered floor and the 4 candles which are the 4 candles which represent columns, guys. Sorry. So interesting to know, Klaus Schmidt recognised the symbol at Göbekli Tepe that they say is me or God. They saw this. He noted that this is the same symbol found on the Wargear medicine man. The Wargear medicine man. The medicine man is Imhotep. I'm the Who from the Tepe. I told you this would be the Theytell Too Many Lies version, and it is. I'm the Who from the Tepe. The medicine man, the father of medicine, Imhotep. The advisor to Joseph. We notice this symbol on Justin Welby's garments, guys. So what do I mean by a fetal burial position? This is what I mean, guys. This is a Neolithic, Stone Age, fetal position burial. Like this, guys. This is what I suggest. This hole in the ground is. Just like what we find in the grotto, in the floor level, under the Giza pyramid, on the Giza plateau. The grotto, guys, seems suspiciously familiar. It seems like a Neolithic fetal position burial. This, guys, is what leads us to believe that Karahan Tepe is the root of the myth of the tomb of Osiris. The bearded, squatting man buried in his fetal position. Osiris. This is how we write Osiris. The dead, deceased, bearded, squatting man taking the throne in the pineal gland, guys. It's how we write Osiris. This is the Chakmul from Chichen Itza. This is Osiris. It's all the same stuff, guys, and it all goes back to enclosure AA, the tomb of Osiris. Here's a picture during excavation of enclosure AA. I don't know if you can make out, guys. Just here we have a dog. This dog, its tail turns into a serpent which goes around the enclosure. Here's a close-up, a better picture of the dog and the serpent tail that goes on into the next enclosure. This is the meaning of the Ouroboros with the guy, the child, the man, the cross. Lots of different things can be interchanged for this character here. This is Aborigine. This is the Ouroboros. This is enclosure AA at Karahan Tepe. It is the origin of the myth of the tomb of Osiris. It is the origin of all the myths, guys. The origins of the myth of Gilgamesh in his secret place in his Ouroboros. Of Tlaloc, the dead guy, in his secret place in his Ouroboros. Of Osiris in his secret place, guys. It's sin in his secret place to Sumerians. This is all from enclosure AA, guys. And here is Satan himself in his secret place. Enclosure AA, the tomb of Osiris. It is all this stuff, guys. It is what's on King Tut's tomb. It is Dionysos. It is the Maori stuff. It is Hashtepsut. It is the Knossos stuff. It is the Olmec stuff. This is found at Stonehenge, guys. And this is Chinese, ancient Chinese. It's all the same stuff, guys. The meaning of the Ouroboros with the person inside is the dead person buried in the tomb of Osiris in enclosure AA at Karahan Tepe. Enough, Ragnar. The serpent comes from enclosure AA, and he is the head of the face between the two pillars, guys, in enclosure AB. And here we see the strange statue that's unlike all the other phallic mushroom type columns, whatever you want to call them, the hippo-style hall. So we have a burial tomb, or chamber, and we have our hippo-style hall. The tomb of Osiris and the symbolic halls of Amenti. Not only is this Theytell toomanylies fashion with the content, it's also Theytell toomanylies production level. Great apologies, guys. The serpent clearly goes from enclosure AA and is the long necked statue that comes out and emerges between the two pillars, guys. This is the G-man. This is the Masonic, the man, the star, the eye between the two pillars. This is the origin of it, guys. The G-man between the two pillars, guys. He's the man between two pillars on the Sumerian seal imprints. He's the man between the two pillars in the Ohio glyphs. He's the man between the two pillars off with his head from Göbekli Tepe. And the spirit released, the possessing third-party entity released from the decapitation at Göbekli Tepe between the two pillars, the male and female, the man carrying his dog, the dog being the dog from enclosure AA, guys. The dog, the dog, the dog, the dog. The man between the two pillars in enclosure AB in the symbolic halls of Amenti is the possessing spirit, the third-party entity that was released from the decapitation at Göbekli Tepe. He is the man between the two pillars with his dog, and his head's opened up or horned, one or the other, and the serpent carrying the Shen ring, again explained in the bag, in spirit possession in the bag, the Shen, the circle, the spirit, serpent, kundalini, the third party possessing spirit, comes out between the two pillars where the dog is. They all have the dog, guys. This is Sin, the man in the turtle helmet. Remember? Well, here's his dog. And he has this strange thing on this seal imprint coming out of his head. At Candy Sucker, we see Bigus, the demon, eating the child. And next to him, we see his dog. This is at Candy Sucker, guys. And at the side of the dog, we see this strange artifact. What we have covered before in other videos, it is the comb, guys, because this is from tomb to womb. And that's what the comb is that is found in Shangsandwe. The Shangsandwe artifact, guys, is the comb, which is the artifact at side of the dog and Bigus at Candy Sucker. It's what's coming out of the head of the dog in the Sumerian cylinder seal of the man in the turtle helmet. It's where all the Freemasonry get their law of the G-man, that when the two come together between the two pillars and the checkered floor, the dimensions, the spirits merge. This is what it is, guys. This is the column within enclosure AB that people talk about. They believe it's a version of the artifact in the San Luis Museum where there's a dog hovering over a man. Guys, I disagree. I believe that this represents the actual winning swimmer, the sperm that actually creates the human. So inside enclosure AB, we have the face and the winning swimmer in the symbolic halls of Amenti. The spirit and the winning swimmer, the Asclepius and the Caduceus, the dead and the baby. This and this equals this. It's not the same thing, guys. So here we have our idols of the possessing spirit, our idols of the human element, and the idol of the complete mission accomplished, the dog driving the man. Because it is spirit possession. It's the possessing spirit that's released and reborn from birth in the new genetic match vessel, the sperm and the serpent. There's your two serpents, guys. Sperm and spirit, sorry. The Asclepius inserted into the caduceus. Now, Praveen's been talking about sperm entering eggs. I've been giving this for years, guys. It is a sperm entering an egg. This is from a temple in India. There's no getting around this now, guys. This is the Popol Vuh. So the Popol Vuh, guys, what is this? This and this is this and this. The spirit and the swimmer, the worm that does not die, and the sperm. X marks the spot. Popol Vuh. The serpent comes and possesses the man. The man with the serpent carries the legion. The twin serpents entwined is DNA. So one serpent can represent spirit or sperm. The Asclepius, the twin serpent, the caduceus, as Praveen has rightly deduced, is the DNA. So we have a serpent spirit and we have DNA. Praveen's also lately been talking about how we can see all the stages of embryos and cell division and all this stuff. So in Andrew Collins' latest video, how can it be a sperm? How did they have the knowledge? Well, we know how, guys, and so does he. Because how did they have the knowledge of the sperm? Well, how did they have knowledge of aerial photography and stuff, looking from above, like what you're claiming? Here's the caduceus and here's the Asclepius. The sperm entering the egg, the DNA. And here's the portal. Here is the hole where we can see from the angle that the sun comes, the ray of light, covering half his face, revealing one eye, like the mask of the Phantom of the Opera. The whole thing, this is from Candy Sucker. This is a phallus entering a vagina. This is the Holy Grail. This whole thing, guys, is to make their Holy Grail, the host that can carry the spirit of their god they worship, the sun god, the death and rebirth of their sun god. The Holy Grail. How do you make a man? It's the man capable of holding the spirit of the son of perdition. It has to be a perfect genetic match. Me or you could not physically withstand being possessed by the spirit of the son of perdition. Possession and supernatural oppression are two totally separate things, guys. Here's the Masonic ladder, the ray of light between the two pillars to make the third pillar on the checkered floor. Here's the ray of light that Hugh and JJ witnessed. The Masonic G-man between the two pillars, which is in the eye, and it's the 5-pointed star. This is very, very revealing, guys. Here's an EXT in Egypt through the portal, getting his enlightenment, guys. Getting his enlightenment from Diagon Alley. And here is a quick scientific explanation. When the sperm enters the egg, we witness the zinc spark. This is what's shown at Dendera. This is the face and the sun coming down to illuminate the face. The mother carrying the orb, the Arton, the spirit of the son of perdition. And this is him coming down into his host. This is Dendera, guys. From the birthing room at Dendera. Which leads us on to Enclosure AD at Karahan Tepe. The Boom Boom Room. The room where they had their drinking and feasting and ayahuasca, psychedelics, mushrooms maybe, whatever psychedelics were available to them at the time, guys, while they took turns on a highly fertile virgin to impregnate her, to make the man. The two central pillars at Göbekli Tepe really mean it's not a H, it is two people coming together. This is the male. This is the... I'm sorry about this, guys, but it is what it is. This is a full frontal view of a phallus, complete with his little Jap's eye. And this is these nuts. This is his scrotum. And this is the female, the representation of the female organs, guys. It's two people coming together. A mente. Okay, guys? It's not a H. They've got eyes and noses and they're holding hands. This is his phallus from frontal view. Running trains on highly fertile virgins is a thing. In Egypt, we find evidence of these parties, guys. It's all the same stuff. This is called an orgy today. It's bad news. How do you make a man? Okay? And now finally we understand that this is what all this means. This woman holds the spirit serpent and the sperm serpent. She holds the dragon and the sperm. The Asclepius in the caduceus is the triple aspect. They're all holding the sperm and the DNA caduceus and the sperm spirit. Sorry, I'm getting confused now, guys. I'm sure you understand what I mean. I hope you do anyway. Just bear with, guys. I can't find it, but it doesn't matter, guys. Even if I can't explain this bit right. Viracocha. This is the pre-flood result. Viracocha, Tubal Cain, the sun god. Now you see this, guys? This is from Chimu, or however you say it, in South America. The two people coming together. The crescent with the circumpunct. And the ovaries. And it's this, guys. It's the comb. It's not a rocket. We've told you this before. It's the death and rebirth of a sun god in a host, possessed by the spirit of the son of perdition. This is an artifact, guys, that's been found at Karahan, I believe. This is a stone carving near Edinburgh. Okay, guys. This is abysmal. I told you it'd be Theytell Too Many Lies style. So here's the kitchen at Karahan. At Karahan we have the world's oldest beer. They were definitely drinking alcohol. And the kitchen tells me there's food. So they were feasting and drinking. Like this. The tomb of Osiris has the decapitated victim, who was decapitated at Göbekli Tepe to release his third-party possessing spirit. And that is what's represented by the face between the two pillars in enclosure AB, symbolic of the halls of Amente. The spirit and the winning swimmer combined in this sperm that enters the egg, where they're running a train, drunk, feasting, on drugs with drums and dancing and all the usual stuff, and the ray of light, the zinc spark, and the possession illumination, lead symbology. It's what this place is. It's what it all is. Amente, lover. One who loves another person, sexual partner, specifically one whom is having an affair. So this guy's born in sin. Latest findings at Karahan reveal this man holding his phallus with the beard between the two pillars with this porthole. And here's a throne type thing with some sort of offering, they reckon. But it's flanked by 2 vultures, guys. So the man sits on the throne, flanked by 2 animals. He is certainly Osiris. Karahan Tepe, Enclosure AA, is the origin of the myth of the tomb of Osiris, and Enclosure AB is a representation of the halls of Amenti, where the spirit traverses the underworld before he ascends to the heavens to wait in his soul abode. We find this all over the world, not just in Egypt. This is from Guatemala, right, guys? This is biggest. This is the man. The man from Karahan. He is Min. He is Shiva. This is from Kandisuka. This is from Guatemala. I think this is San Augustine, sorry. Here we have the Baal Golem. The Golem is the man possessed by Baal, the host. The Baal Ikli Golem. Which is the man from Birch, the master of animals. It's all the same stuff, guys. And this is it, decoded. And this is possession. The dead dog driving the man. Just like the falcon, Horus, through the pineal gland. That's what all this stuff means. The 3-eyed raven controls the kid. For his 3rd eye, that's why it's 3 eyes. Let thine eye be single, your pineal, guys. This is the dead dog from Enclosure AA driving the produce from the party in the Boom Boom room. Guys, I've found this everywhere. This is Hongshan Jade from the Red Mountain culture in China. This, guys... This is from Puma Punku, guys. This is from San Augustine. Here we develop into the dragon driving the Olmec man in Leventa. This is from Sutton Hoo, guys. Sutton Hoo. It's the same thing throughout time, throughout all the cultures. It's all the same story. It is all the death and rebirth of the sun god in a host. Creating a host for the son of perdition. 2 heads are better than 1. This is a Karahan Tepe artifact. These 2 are in the Sanliurfa Museum. 2 heads are better than 1. I believe that this was from the Levant, that this is China, that this is Hindu, this is... I forgot his name. I think this is in Ireland, guys. It's Janus. It's all the same stuff. Okay, guys? Here is Anubis, the dead dog, driving, controlling the Jed. The Jed is the man, the host. Here is Quetzalcoatl. You can see there's a yellow man, he's the Horus, but it's Quetzalcoatl to these people. You can see the decapitation, you can see the red and yellow, the 2 bloodlines with the insert. This is the head, the serpent in Enclosure AB at Göbekli Tepe, the legion, the possessing spirit, and oh look, here is the dog from Enclosure AA, Oxotl Anubis. This is from Sutton Hoo. He is the master of animals, just like at Birch. The belief that all these kings carry the sun god, it all comes from here. The only question at this point is this a belief or is this true? Regular viewers here don't even need to think about that question. This man at Birch, the master of animals, is definitely portrayed as a pillar, as we can see at Cathal Catholic, The man at Say Birch, the master of animals on the Geb El Arak knife, can be portrayed as a pillar that we can see clearly at Cattle Oak. This can be found at Karahan Tepe. This is a man with a serpent, spirit, cart, kundalini energy. This is raising your kundalini. This is Shiva up your Jed. This is possession. This is to create a genetic match. They call him the Antichrist. This is the Theytell Too Many Lies version. I sound like I'm having a manic episode. This is the Antichrist. This is the genetic match host possessed by the spirit of the son of perdition. This is what all this stuff is. The spotted garment. This is the garment. So Jesus will wash your garments white as snow. But he gave Adam garments made of skins. Spotted garments as a memory that they had now been changed, been altered. They were no longer white as snow, but they were blemished. I believe these are the garments that Noah had, Adam's garments. And when Ham uncovered his father's nakedness, it's because he stole these garments. He stole the garments from Noah. And that's why Noah cursed Canaan. This is the spotted garments, why Shiva is represented with. This is the spots, the legion, the garments, whatever it is. In his head, it's the legion because they're not clean. They're not washed white as snow. Okay, guys? This is from Tutankhamun's burial chamber. The spotted garment, well, it's at Karahan Tepe. It's Adam's clothes that Yeshua gave him in the garden. Okay? The clothes that Ham stole. The clothes that Nimrod wore. The spotted, that's what this is at Karahan Tepe. Here's the bird serpent, the feathered serpent. Now, I've just seen Finkel about a week ago saying, groundbreaking discovery, this amulet that nobody's talking about is a man with a bird and a serpent. And this can be found throughout history, right down to the White House today, is saying, Mr. Finkel, a week ago. Guys, can you remember me telling you this 3 years ago? Here he is in the American native reliefs. Look, the bird serpent. See the bird? See the serpent? See the man? I don't know if this is his arms in the air, in the car position, or if it's a man with an aerial on his head. It's his pineal. I'm not sure, guys. He's definitely the man. The man. He's definitely the bird serpent. And the most recent, after the flood, because it's not all been washed off, the most recent primitive paintings we can find stem back to this amulet at Karahan Tepe, just like the walls in Egypt with Anubis, just like the Mayans with Oxal, just like all the other stuff, guys. Garuda to the Hindus, carrying Shiva. It's the feathered serpent, the bird serpent. That is the ID of the man. And this, the only thing Irving Finkel, I think, come out with I've not heard before, is that this is an original cylinder, an original seal. Like a cylinder seal, but not one that you roll. It's a stamp. A seal stamp. Not an amulet. We'll give that to Finkel. I told you 3 years ago, guys, this amulet is the bird serpent, the feathered serpent, and I showed you where we can find it. That's why Tot has a bird and a serpent, and all the rest have a serpent. Because all the rest were carrying a serpent. They were carrying the Asclepius. Carriers. But Tot was a feathered serpent. Now this is found from Teotihuacan, I believe. We see the bird and the serpent, this death mask of this red striped man. Pakal has a bird and a serpent. The Sullen Hu mask has the bird and the serpent coming down. The feathered serpent. 7 there are, and the 8th is one of the 7. We can put this at pre-flood, guys, because it's abandoned. At Karahan Tepe, we find what we find all over: abandoned, unfinished work. I don't know if you can make this out, guys. This is a bit of a tablet from the Louvre Museum. I've mentioned this before. Matt Simpson says that this tablet can't be what I claim it is because these numbers are upside down. These numbers aren't part of this tablet. Does that make it better for you? What have these numbers got to do with this tablet? There's 2 T-pillars in an enclosure and 2 T-pillars over here in an enclosure. And if we look real hard, guys, we can see an arm, we can see a face, a head with eyes and a nose and a mouth and rays coming out of his head. See this man with rays in his head and his arms coming out, guys, where the 2 T-pillars are in the enclosure. This is from Samaria, post-flood, a memory of Viracocha, pre-flood. Here's his face, here's the rays or serpents, because his head's full of legion, and he has the spirit of Asclepius and the twin serpent Caduceus, because he has the correct genes, he is the host, the correct genetic match host, he is the vessel for the spirit of Asclepius, who is the spirit of the son of perdition. This is a post-flood memory of the antediluvian peak. This is what the Dendera bulb means, guys. Here we have the man in his arms in the air, car position, the guy with the 2 swords. I killed your enemies with knives. I am greater than Yahweh. Weh. This is what this says. So this guy with 2 knives, this is going to decapitate this man, okay? Carrying the orb. The decapitation, the car position, just like pillar 43. He sat on the pillar, okay, guys? He sat on the pillar with his arms in the air, ready to be beheaded in the car position, carrying the orb. The next thing we see is the squatter man position, okay, guys? We see at Dendera next sorry about this, guys, just bear with me. The next thing we see at Dendera is this: the squatting man from enclosure AA after he's been decapitated between the pillars to release the orb, the ball. So after this guy's decapitated and buried in the squatter man position chamber, the tomb of Osiris, enclosure AA, the next thing we see is the 2 people coming together, guys. The 2 people coming together, which only leaves the traversing of the underworld to rise and come out of the sun. This is 3-dimensional. The Jed pillar, the Jed, as we've just seen, is the host. The host that carries the spirit of Anu of the abyss. The great Lord Anu. The dirty dead dog. The dirty dead dog carved on the side of the wall in enclosure AA. Anubis. Anubis inside the Jed pillar, guiding him, as we have just looked at in a previous picture. The decapitation at Göbekli Tepe, releasing the orb, the Arton, the spirit of the son of perdition. The burial of the squatter man in the chamber AA, the original tomb of Osiris. The 2 people coming together to make a man. The traversing of the underworld, the rising and coming out of the sun as the ray, the serpent, the light beam, to take position of the Jed, the host. That's Dendera bulb decoded, guys. That's what's going on in this at Chichen Itza, This guy, look, the same guy, carrying his blade in his hand. This guy's on his knees and his head's off, and all the serpents are coming out. And one of these serpents is a bird. This is the bird serpent. Here is the spirit, the orb, the arton, with the skull blowing the wind. This is a spirit. This guy's got his head. And here's the vines, maybe ayahuasca, I don't know, but Chichen Itza, ball court relief, panel, decoded. Pakal, Lord Pakal, Quetzalcoatl, the bird serpent. Okay, guys? The dog, which is a cat here, possessing the man, driving the man. At the side of Pakal, at Palenque, on this panel, we see this squatting man. We see the symbol I showed you earlier, guys. We see that he is the Horus. We see he has the two elements and the wind, which is spirit. Guys, the mark in his hand, the hand and the rib. I don't know what else I can... We can follow this, the Rabaros stuff, carrying this cross and eating this egg, all the way down to the Garter Jewel, the royal family today, the Order of the Garter. He is the hero, the saviour that saves the world from a physical threat. George and the Dragon Slayer. This is Set slaying Apep. It's all the same stuff, guys. George and the Dragon. George and the Dragon. And the Order of the Garter. Okay, guys? Find this everywhere. I don't even know if you need to see this, guys, but if you remember, I showed you the Queen's funeral. I said about the 4 candlesticks. Well, this is the Earl of Rockingham's burial. We see 3 separate chambers, and he's buried in one of them. And on the top is the Hippo-style dome, the bandstand. The 3 chambers surrounded by the 4 candlesticks, guys. This guy was a member of the Order of the Garter, the Earl of Rockingham. This is near me, but this stuff is everywhere. So, Karahan Tepe. Now we understand. We can compare it to all the primitive sites. We can decode the Dendera bulb, the Chichen Itza ball court relief. We can decode the Stone Age sites. We can start to decode the cave art, because here's the enclosures and the guy and his spirit. And here's the light beam coming, carrying this spirit. Here's his dog. There, the hands. It's all the same stuff. In fact, sorry guys, it's not a hand, it's a head. This is guts coming out, look. Beheaded. Ray of light, like a ray of light comes shining. Here's your dog. All the same stuff. Now guys, what we're doing at the minute is a bit of field work. We've been going to places in the Peak District. There's this interesting thing called the Garden Stone. This, guys, is that important that it's been taken, and this is a fiberglass replica. We see this bunch of cup and ring marks, they call them, and over here we have 2 more. If you look closely, this is a circumpunct in a crescent, and this is just a cup and ring mark. This 2. These are to me, guys, this symbolises Gobekli Tepe. And this symbolises Karahan Tepe, like the burial pit and the pillared enclosure. And I don't know why this enclosure is spotted too. We have the ray of light, and we have the spiral, the element, the spirit of the son of perdition and the host, the Asclepius and the Caduceus. That is the spiral, the 2 spiraling together. This is a blueprint. A post-flood civilization crossed the Atlantic, came here from the Promised Land when they were drove out the Promised Land, Maybe even back from the Tower of Babel, guys, who knows? But after the flood, they came to the Isles and they sought out these stones, what they believed were remnants of the megaliths. And this Gardam's Edge stone, this is a blueprint to recreate the Babylon working ritual from Karahan Tepe. You can't really see this, guys, but this is what Stonehenge is. It's all the same stuff, guys. This is our below at Monash. I don't know if you can see this. I'll explain this in a better video. Men at all. Mental. May Yeshua bless you all.